So I was flying the other day and I kept hearing a click. I thought it was in my headset, but when I landed I was spinning the prop and I kept hearing a click. Hear it? So there is a click inside this gearbox. Well, I took the I drained the fluid, and guess what fell out? 2 teeth fell out. I don't know if you can see this. A couple of teeth fell out from the gearbox. So we have a bad gear. So I'm gonna have to take this apart and see if we can fix it. So to do that, I have to take the flywheel off. So we need a ring remover. Take this off. I just dropped it. I found it. And then we have to take this nut. For that you need a HW6. Okay. And then you have to hold this somehow. Okay. Alright, well, next we have to pull this flywheel off with this setup that I got from Sky Sports USA. What else did I get? They also sent me a watermelon airhead, artificially flavored. Doesn't look like a watermelon. It was green. Anyway, that's what we got here. Wow, ripoff. This here, including shipping, is about 62 bucks. Make sure you push that back in. Now you have to use this second. This is not good here. Kind of weird, doesn't fit. Let's see. I'll say it this way. You have to make sure they're perfectly diagonal. Okay. Now, let's see what we need here. We need a H5 Okay. So basically, to gain some height, I'm going to use two nuts. So now I have some thread left. So hopefully this will come out any second. And it's out. So the flywheel is out. We have to take this retainer out. Now we have to take this seal out and break the case. Split the case. And there are some screws for that. This is a MY22, which has this screws holes already to split the case. So first we need to take these 6 bolts out. Okay, so split the case and take this 8mm this is where you check your fluid level, and then I will remove the orange seal, thread seal. Okay. We need to take this plastic seal and this metal ring out first, apparently. Let's see if we can split it without. Just need to put some WD-40 around. Should be another one. That would be an H3. Here the pops. Means the case is opening. I guess we don't have to take this plastic seal and the ring out. It's coming out with the top case. So make sure you lubricate around. Well, there we are. The case is opened. Try and figure out where those damaged teeth came from. So we have the case opened. As you can see, everything looks good on the top part. But here, and if you can see here, right here, we have the broken tooth. I guess it was only one tooth that's broken. Right there. So I have to take this gear out and replace it. Looks very clean. No play, nothing. It's a shame. 144 hours to break like that. Okay. So I cleaned the gears with some carb cleaner. And I'm hearing this rattling noise. I don't know if this is normal or not. But here's the damaged tooth. I don't know if you can see it. It's right here. there's a little bit of play here. So this gear has to come off. I'm gonna try and figure out how. Probably I'll have to heat up the case, the entire case, in some sort of oven, and these should come off. So here I built my own rig to take the gear out. There's no other way. So to take this out, you have to pry it out of the case. Okay, so here's some scrap 2x4s, 2x3. I drilled with a 8mm drill for this nut, which attaches to the gear thread. So now it looks like this. So we're gonna try and hammer the edges, this and this, without touching the gear. And I built this attachment, so it goes right over the case. Right over the case, does not touch the gears. So we're going to try and hammer at the top and see what happens. Well, it came out a tiny bit. I need to keep doing it. I can tell the big gear is coming loose. There we go. It came out. The bearing is still okay. So this is the contraption to take a stubborn gear out. So we're gonna have to order a new gear and replace it. Let's see which tooth. Sorry about the camera. Here's the tooth. That was damaged. Okay, so next step is to install the new gear. I just received it from the nice people from Sky Sports. It's not this one. The one that I received is in the freezer. This is the old one, as you can tell. So we're going to be installing the gear today and hopefully put everything back together. So I made this sort of a system here where I made a hole 3.5 inch in a 2x8 piece. That way the clutch bell spins freely. As you can tell, I have not taken everything apart as I was supposed to, because I'm only replacing the damaged gear, 53 tooth gear. So everything else is still here. I never took any other part off here. So when you install the new gear, we're gonna have to hammer it in right here, and the small gear is gonna spin a little bit, and you don't want it to touch the wood. So see, it spins freely. But before we do that, we're gonna use some full synthetic grease and grease the bearings, because I cleaned them with carb cleaner and there's no lubricant on them. So we're gonna do just that. Take some grease and push it into the bearing. Maybe I should take some of this off. And we're going to do the same with the top part. Now we're going to put this in the sun to heat up a little bit. We're going to use a bag that way dust and particles don't get in. You don't want to get any sand or dirt inside the gears. I mean inside the bearings, especially that they're lubricated now, and everything sticks to that grease. So we're gonna put this in the sun for about an hour or so in the Florida sun. As you can tell, I did not take off this plastic seal or rubber seal or the bearings. I took off the other seals, obviously the big O-ring, the small O-ring that goes between this ring and the bearing. I took those out, but the rest, the bearings are here and the seal. So we're going to be greasing Okay, so this is the reduction gear that I got from Sky Sports USA. It's been in the freezer for an entire night. We're gonna go ahead and assemble it back into the gearbox. Okay. So we're gonna put a little bit of grease. And we're gonna have to hammer in. It's gonna be very tight. So I made this tool, CPVC, 3/4 inch, goes right on top. You don't want to hammer on actual gear. Looks like it went in. Check the depth. Looks pretty flush. This is a new gear. Has a laser etching on it from skysports.net. Thank you, Chris, for shipping this to me. It's about $160 plus shipping. Looks slightly different from the original one in color. This is the replacement. It's a Vitorazzi made part. Okay, well, we have the reduction gear back in. I'm gonna use some grease for the shaft. Very little. Make sure the small reduction gears before mount. We need to install the O-ring. And you want to make sure there is no dirt where the O-ring goes. This is the original O-ring. Everything I put together except the big reduction gear is the original. So the original ring, origin bearings, So the only thing I replaced is the 53 tooth reduction gear. It's all lubricated. Make sure there is no dirt particles. We're gonna put everything back in. Before we do that, actually, we're gonna install the ring and the small O-ring back on the front. Right here. Now just bear in mind there is a outside and inside direction of this ring here. So this is the inside. See, it has a bigger slanted edge. So this would go here. Should just slide right in. Now we want to make sure use these glasses to see and make sure the O-ring is visible, which it is. So now they just go on top. It slides right in. Looks about right. I'll be using the 6 bolts. Actually, let's mount this since it was outside in the heat. Lubricate this a little bit. I'm going to be using this piece. The flywheel, you have to align it with the groove. I think it's in. Take a closer look at the first. Let's put the bolt covers on. Okay. Cross pattern. And then torque. I'll check the manual and see the torque settings. Make sure there's no gap. I'm gonna use perfect, no gap. I'm gonna be using the middle bolt. One. So now pedal shaft bolt at 19 and then mount the gearbox back on a motor frame as 10 nano instead of nano, it'll be Newton meters, NM. Anyway, let's start with 6.5. Well, let's try something else. Okay. Okay, so this is my clutch, 144 hours. Looks pretty good. So we need to torque this at 10 Newton meters. Diagonally, of course. Let's get the extension.